My name is Danielle. If I've never met you before, it's nice to meet you. A couple of weeks ago, I posted about the Nudestix Daydreamer kit and the fact that I've actually been loving it for a couple of months now. And a couple of people mentioned on there that they'd like to see how I use some of those products in an everyday look for my face. Sometimes I do a lot, most times I do a little. So I'm going to run through a few of those things today using the Nudestix products. I'll tell you what they are. I'm also going to use obviously stuff that I use on my face every day. Sometimes it's the same as what I use on my clients, sometimes it's different. Just see how I feel. As you can see, I am currently makeup free and my skin is properly out of control at the moment, so I'm going to use a high coverage foundation today. A lot of times though, I do use a BB cream or a CC cream or something that's a little less heavy in terms of coverage on my skin. Not to be today, I'm afraid. So let's get into it. The first thing I'm going to do is my eye colour. I do my eyes first. That way when I do my base, I can clean up any mess that I've made or stuff ups. So the first thing I'm going to do is grab these Nudestix. It's a magnetic luminous eye colour and the shade is Bright Eyes, and I actually really love it. I may look here, I may look at my mirror, so I apologise if I turn away. I am new at this, so bear with me. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is just really quickly pack it on one eyelid and use my finger to blend it out. Okay, it's pretty quick and simple. I do one eye at a time so that the product doesn't dry out before I get a chance to blend it properly. And in case you can't tell, I am using more of a patting motion than a wiping motion. Okay, other side. I put the product on my what's called the mobile lid, as you can see, and I blend it up and out, away from the bulk of the colour, so that it's a nice colour wash. If I want to build, I can build, which is really nice with a product like this. Sometimes you'll find especially with cream products, that they're not so easy to layer one on top of the other, but these actually do sit quite nicely when I'm building, which is nice. I also find that these have been really good. I've got lots of wrinkly crinklies on my eyes. I'm a smiler, I can't help it. And I find that this, even though it's a metallic colour, even though it's a cream product, it doesn't actually sit in my creases. It sets and it dries and it stays put, and that is all day, honest. So that's a really nice product. There are two other eye colours in this kit, a really lovely green and a really nice sheer glittery colour called Prism. Anyway, about 90% of the time I use Bright Eyes. So that's my eye colours. Ooh, big stuff. Moving on, I'm going to do my foundation. So this one, which has been really fun for coverage actually, is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Foundation, which I have really enjoyed actually. Don't need a huge amount of it. One pump is more than enough. And I'm just going to slap it on my face at the moment. So this stuff is actually quite nice. I can sheer it out by adding a bit of moisturizer or primer if I've got it or whatever. It doesn't have to be this thick. The main thing to remember with foundation or BB cream or CC cream or whatever it is that you're using on your face is to blend it. I don't want that whole wearing a mask look. Bit better. Majority of spots be gone. I'm a bit red on my chest, and that's because I'm super duper embarrassed because this is, you know, the first time I'm doing this, so it doesn't look like it's blended, but I swear once my freaking out rash disappears, it blends in nicely. I'm also going to do under my eyes. I'm tossing up what to do here. Underneath my eyes, I find, because I've got sinus problems and allergies and an 18-month-old child, the degree of darkness around my eyes goes up and down. I'm actually okay with it as it is at the moment, so I'm just going to, instead of doing a heavy duty concealer underneath, I'm just going to put some YSL Touche Éclat, what's it called officially, Radiant Touch. It's basically a liquid luminizer. So chuck it under my eyes. This is actually nice and light to apply. It's not thick and gluggy, and it reflects the light. So in terms of waking up your eyes, it makes a big difference. Obviously, I don't often talk while I'm applying my makeup, so if I shut up and go silent, please don't hold it against me. So that's my base, nice and quick. The next thing I'm going to do is my eyebrows. I do my eyebrows because I also need to put cheek colour on, and I find that the colour in my eyebrows helps to determine how dark, light, bright, whatever I should go on my cheeks, if that makes sense. So what I use to do my eyebrows, and I do keep them really simple and natural, I have a few, let's be honest, bald spots in mainly the head of my eyebrow. So to fill them in when I can't get my eyebrows done, like now, is the Poni Brow Magic Brow Pencil, because it has a little spoolie on the end, so I can brush and tame, and it has just a really thin little tip. Anyway, you'll have to take my word for it. It's kind of like a crayon, kind of like a pencil. The harder you push, the darker the colour, so it actually varies in tone in terms of how dark or light it comes across, which is actually quite good because it's pretty universal. So I am going to look over there to fill in these little bits so I don't have to get all up in your business. And I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Massive difference, I know, but it makes me feel better. I'm not quite done, but that's as heavy as I go on the crayon pencil drawing front. The next thing I do is grab a brow mascara. I have tried, I don't know, all different brands, from the one MCO, is it, that you buy from Woolies, and I've tried Benefit, and I've tried Stila, and at the moment I'm playing with the Hourglass, whatever it's called, Hourglass Brow Volumizing Fiber Gel. I'm actually quite enjoying it. It's got a brush head on it that is short on one side, long on the other. So it's, the short side is quite good for the tidy little ones, and the long side is good for giving your brows a bit of a brush, making them all pretty, and just fluffing them up a bit. I find that this is really important on my face and everybody else's, to finish off your eyebrows, finishes off your makeup, in my personal opinion. If you've got amazing eyebrows, A, I'm jealous, and B, totally cool. But I do not have amazing eyebrows. So they do take a little bit of time and effort to make work. Lucky me. Okay, my next step is mascara. Mascara I am using at the moment, I got a bit indulgent, the Marc Jacobs kit. So this is the Marc Jacobs primer. This is like magic, actually. It lengthens and it volumizes your eyelashes. So I am actually loving this a lot, and just because I'd run out of the mascara I normally use, which is a Dior mascara, I got the mascara, Marc Jacobs mascara, to go with. So here we go. I personally don't curl my lashes yet. I'm sure I will eventually. But for now I don't need to, so I'm not going to, because the faster I can get ready to get back to dealing with my kids, the better. Sometimes I don't bother with this if I'm not doing anything particularly special. So, you know, every day, largely. I don't bother with the primer because it's just another step. But, you know, might as well show you everything, right? If you want me to, at some point I can do a picture of an eye with the primer and an eye without, so you can see the difference on my lashes. It's pretty significant. If I'm being totally honest, it's pretty significant. I have found this mascara sits over the top of the primer better than the one I was using before. But the one I was using before, it wasn't the end of the world. It sat on it fine. When I apply mascara, I get right to the base of my eyelashes and wiggle. The idea is that I'm coating the lashes all the way around by wiggling the wand in between. I hope that makes sense. Ooh, gotta look up my nose. You're welcome. Bam. Okay, eyes done. Last couple of steps, and you can have your time back. So the next thing I'm going to do is my cheek colour. So again, we're back to the Nudestix range. This colour is called Body Language. It is a multitasking, so all over face blush colour, but it's a multitasker. So if I wanted to, I could put it on my lips and my cheeks. The lip colour I'm going to use later is exactly the same. I can use it on my lips and my cheeks, which is beautiful. I love it. These don't dry out, so don't put them on your eyelids. Some products you can, but this one, no. Right. I put my blush relatively high on my cheeks. Oh, a bit heavy on this side. Sorry about that. That's not it. I'm not done. I swear I'm not mental. I have taken to using a brush. I do use my fingers a lot. But with this particular product, I've actually started using a brush purely because it seems to blend a little bit more seamlessly, this particular product. This is a Zoeva brush number 102, silk finish. So I just pat and blend and pat and blend. Someone's riding a dirt bike out there somewhere. Okay, cheeks, done. Last step for me anyway, is another Nudestix product, comes in the bag. It's the highlighter, all over face highlighter colour in the colour Half Moon. It's really pretty. It's got these like bluey pink iridescence to it. It's really pretty. Anyway, the way I apply it is with a brush. So I actually do use the same brush and just apply it on the high part of my cheekbones. If I'm feeling really adventurous. On my Cupid's bow. I can put it on the high parts of my eyebrow arch, and I can put it on the top of my nose, but I don't love my nose, so I don't want to draw attention to it. Okay, so that's the face. I will finish off with the lip colour that comes with the kit, which is Secret Keeper. It's a really pretty colour. All of these colours are really complementary to one another. They all sit really nicely. In terms of longevity, the lip colour is quite creamy, so it does move which is not a bad thing. I actually don't mind it. I'm okay. I've gotten better and better as I've gotten older, actually, with reapplying lip colour. It used to annoy the absolute bejesus out of me, but I'm over that. The cheek colour is actually really good in terms of longevity. It barely moves, which is really, really, really handy, because there's not much worse than getting to the end of the day, looking at yourself in the mirror and realising you look sick. Sometimes I do a bronzer. Today's not that day. Most days is not that day. If I do a bronzer, it's a powder bronzer. But that's it. That is my everyday face. That's taken me 16 minutes to talk all the way through. If I'm doing it sans children interruptions and chatting about products, it takes me less than 10 minutes every day. Sometimes if I'm really pushing, 5. But I do like to enjoy doing my face, because it gives me 5 to 10 minutes by myself. Shh, mum secret. Anyway, hopefully I've shown you something that's interesting to you. I am stuck in voluntary isolation, just like everybody else. I'm getting pretty bored. So if you've got any questions, or you want to see me do anything, or have any ideas of things that I can do to entertain you, please let me know. I'm thinking of a few things that I might have a go at, but finding time is the fun part. But I would really love to hear from you. So drop me a line. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you very much for watching if you've got this far. Have a beautiful day.